My name is Tanya Crowder, and I'm the artistic director for HowDareShe Productions. The show that I'm going to speak about is called Falling to Grace. It's produced by HowDareShe Productions and is a DanceWorks co-work series event. It's happening May 13th through the 18th at PWYC Studio Theatre, which is a relatively new space in the West End in Parkdale. We basically are running the 13th through the 17th at 8 p.m. and the 18th is a 2 p.m. matinee, which is pay what you can. It's at Queen and Dufferin, and Noble Street is one street west of Dufferin. And it's a new space which is a school, dance school, run by PWYC, and they have a new theater type studio in that warehouse building, in that space, that we have basically converted for our show, sort of cleaned up and made into a really cool warehouse type space with proper theater seating as well. So, and actually the vision that I had for the show was to do something in a space that was different, a new kind of refreshing look, a place that hasn't been used a lot. It's sort of new for the audience too. Or maybe they have seen it sort of in its rougher rehearsal state. So when I came about wanting to do the show, I wanted to work with someone who could really think outside the box in terms of lighting and the space itself. So when I thought about who to hire, I worked with Rebecca Pitcherak, who is an amazing artist, Dora Award nominee and winner multiple times, so she's just fantastic, and she really works well in those kinds of spaces, and she just did an incredible job of working with what the space is already, not trying to pretend that it's a formal theater, and then also kind of working with the space and how we can put where to put lights and how to light things in an interesting way, in a different kind of way for the pieces. The show itself is basically a show of 3 solos danced by myself and Julia Sasso. The initial reason why this came about was because of a commission project that we undertook together. So I commissioned Julia Sasso to create a solo dance for me, mostly because I admire her work and I really wanted to support a Toronto artist who has been making work for, you know, a long time, wonderful pieces, great physicality, and I really wanted to dive into her process and, you know, just be challenged in a new way as an artist myself. So we came together and she created a piece for me over the, you know, a few sessions together over the last year. And so that's how it all started. One of the interesting points about the commissioned piece, it was built from images. So one of the artists that we drew from, in terms of images that Julia sort of used as inspiration, was a book of images by Robert Longo, and he basically took photographs of people dancing. So, and artists, they were either artists and some were dancers, but most of them were non-dancers, and very candid shots of people sort of having a great time moving. And so then he took those photographs and then did paintings from those stills. And so we sort of took those images along with other images that corresponded and seemed to work well together, and built the piece around those images. And then, of course, you know, once those things start to happen, then you move in through other sources of inspiration, movement inspiration. So the postcard, which is very cool, is one of the images that we use in the piece. So I just wanted to point that out because Robert Longo generously allowed us to use the image. So I thought that I should mention that. Also, the commissioned work, the music is by Catherine Thompson, who is an amazing composer who travels around a lot, but, and I believe I'm right in saying this, that she's based in Toronto. She created the piece away. She was actually in Banff doing research on another project. And so we sent her the video, and you gotta love today's technology. So we sent her the video and she created the music there from the video. And the music is created by an instrument, a bowed instrument that she actually made. So the sound is pretty incredible and very unique and sort of a wonderful little story, side story to that. So this is, and it was part of the project that she was working on in Banff. So she was working on building these very specific bowed instruments and different instruments. And so the opportunity came about, and so she was able to use one of them for the music. So that was very cool. So May 13th through the 18th at PWYC Studio Theatre. So 8 p.m. from the 13th through 17th and 2 p.m. on the 18th. Hope to see you